Live now.
We're back.
There you go. Hi. Hi, everybody. We'll wait a
We're
few
back
minutes
on.
till everybody gets here. Finds us again.
It's funny because we come back on like this. See Sony Entertainment released. Look,
Did they?
Sony Entertainment. Look at the time.
Oh, they didn't like you showing that.
See it?
Yep. Withdrawn.
Look at it. Look at the time. 8:03. Huh?
Why won't they just give us that 2 minutes?
The whole problem is now we're back on with no problems. I got on real quick with Doug before. My picture's better. He said everything. We're not in and out for another 20 minutes till they catch back up to us. We went to get on. I mean, let's start from the beginning. We put the ad up last night, and
Yeah.
hour and a half ago it disappeared.
Yeah.
It vanished. I mean, I called Doug up. Hey, why'd you take the ad down? What do you mean? It ain't there. Yeah, it is. I put it up. I said, I know it was there an hour ago, but it ain't there now. And Doug went and looked. Sure enough, they took it down. So we get on. Normally we get on, but it's all through Facebook. So you got to remember that. We get on before the show and we talk for, 10 minutes or so. We couldn't even talk to each other without they were freezing it up. That's why I'm surprised they made it through the song. And they're freezing me up from the very get go.
Right.
And here, if you didn't think that this administration had the capability of acting like communists and censoring, after that speech the other night and what he said today, you better really reconsider your thoughts.
I
Because
didn't hear what he said
same
today.
thing. He still said the mega Trump supporters are extremists. He stands by what he said. But
Well,
not all Republicans are extremists.
there's what they call mainstream Republicans.
Mainstream
All right.
Republicans.
Glad you guys are all making it back.
Just say it, Doug. One time and she'll be all happy.
Okay. Thanks, Deb.
Yeah. All right.
So I didn't hear what he said today. I'm sure it was just a repeat, but he's not the one saying it. There's somebody else saying it. He doesn't have the brain power to come up with that. Somebody, whoever's feeding the teleprompter, is our president.
Okay, I'm okay with going with that theory, but the problem is he is the one that's coming out of his mouth, and he is
Mhm.
president, so therefore he's saying it. He is the president. He could stop that if he wanted, Doug, and he's not. And
All right.
dumb him up all you want, but I mean, listen, he called 70 in my mind, in my opinion, Facebook. You rotten bastards, you already messed with me enough tonight because you're right in there with them. And YouTube is, we don't know how long we'll be off YouTube. Don't matter. I don't even give a shit no more. But in my mind, in my opinion, he come on there and called 75 million people extremists. He went that close to pretty much saying we're nothing but domestic terrorists. You know, no, I don't doubt that. You left one out though, Obama.
I was just going to
You
ask
left him
that.
out,
I was
and
just
I,
going to ask.
and honestly, you left a big group out, the Bilderberg group.
Okay, let's back up. Let's just talk about the the whole thing. First of all, CNN has some explaining to do, but let me first bring this piece up. here's two pictures, one CNN and one is the real background to his speech. Okay. The one on the top with the blood red, as they call it, is the real color. The
That's the one
pink is
I
what
watched.
CNN did to the
Right.
background. And we don't, not sure exactly why they did that. I think they were trying to kind of take it away from, it looks like he's being vindictive or whatever. The other thing that they caught, and you can see down in the bottom where the circles are, the Marines that are there. No president has ever done that before. Used the military as a backdrop. They're always kind of out of sight. And but if you look at this top picture, that's what it looked like. He was sending a message to MAGA.
Well, yeah, blood red.
Blood red.
That backdrop that I watched was the blood red. It wasn't on
Yes.
CNN. Okay. Now, that's sending a clear-cut message when you got a backdrop as the United States president with Drury like that. Drury and,
Right.
it's a picture of war. It's a backdrop of war, in my opinion. I'm ready to go to war, period.
Right.
And the two Marines on each side,
Yep.
there was talk today, I can't remember where I read it, Doug. They were actors.
What? I don't think so.
I'm telling you right now, that's what's the talk coming out of Fox, and I can't remember which they were talking about it. I don't believe that myself. I don't think that he would. Well, who knows? Who knows? But why would you put two Marines standing on each side of that blood red wall? Clearly a force of. It's going to be a force of power.
You're using the right word, force.
Force of power. And I got my theories because I think of shit. Yeah,
He did. Nobody's saying it.
Yeah, he did.
The only thing that I can say is, and I was looking. Well, you can't see him in that picture, but I was looking at the ribbons that one Marine had, and he was a sergeant. He's been in for 4 years because he had a stripe, and he had a lot of ribbons. Not saying that he can't get that, but there was a lot of ribbons for being a sergeant.
Here's my. It's so aggravating, angry. If you guys weren't thinking that this administration was trying to cause a sure divide, there should be no doubt in your mind now. And in my opinion, Doug, he's expediting what I said would be happening someday. He's expediting the revolution, the Civil War. And it's real easy to understand this is he wants that to happen. And he wants it to happen mid-October or whatever. Once a Civil War or something like that, or revolution or whatever you want to call it, starts, he can postpone the election.
Well, just taking a step further. Just taking it a step further. There's a reason that they want to stay in power and that they need to stay in power. That's what everybody should be worried about. Because usually if you're president, you're doing your job, and if people don't like it, it is what it is, and you move on or you try to change it. There's some reason that they are going all out to make sure that they don't lose the Senate and House. And then, of course, they're already starting on the presidential race.
Yeah, He was in Milwaukee today, I believe it was, when he made that speech, Doug. He made a speech and he referred back to it. Listen, I haven't really seen, except for the insurrection or whatever the hell you want to call it, January 6th riots. But, I had my opinion on that. Doug, you didn't agree with me. Doesn't matter who you are, MAGA, Democrat, Antifa, progressive left. I don't care who you are. My opinion, the minute they crossed some fences and rushed, they were domestic terrorists. They should have been shot. You don't agree with that? I do. So, but regardless, they can tell you exactly how many people have been arrested. There's over 250 some people arrested. They just had another cop from a town that was involved in the January 6th deal. They sentenced him. It's on TV. You can read it. Can anybody tell me and find, actually look up and find, how many people were arrested during the George Floyd riots? Not protest riots. Can anybody tell me? Because I'll wait, and Christmas will come, and I'll still be on this same link right here waiting. Nobody can answer that question. All you get is, well, there's been people arrested. Who?
Zero.
Who?
There.
Who?
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We watched on video during them riots. That dude that had that pickup, Doug, was picking up his wife and went to pull away, and they yanked him out of the truck, and he was beat up, and he was sitting on the ground on his butt, sitting up, and that dude run right up and kick him in the head. And that dude still ain't right to this day. Brain damage and everything else. We had video. No arrests. You can go on the national news and look up where, in my opinion, the George Floyd trial was going on. Remember the cops on the George Floyd trial? It was a Friday evening, I believe, Doug, or whatever it was. Maxine Waters goes on national television, national TV. He makes the quote in Facebook, and kiss my ass, because this is what she said. If we don't get a guilty verdict, we need to be more controversial in the streets than we have to this day. Remember that, Doug?
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, is that political violence?
Yeah.
Huh? Is that political violence? I mean, so this country's fucked. When you got a president that has a backdrop like he had, and I don't care, I'll be 55 years old this winter, and I've never, ever, ever, ever seen any president have any kind of backdrop like that. And whoever put it up there, you're right. I thought I was looking at Chinese president on there.
Right.
With the way the backdrop was.
Right.
And she was. And she was. But we don't, we never heard a word about it. As a matter of fact, when it was brought up to Nancy Pelosi, that Maxine Waters said that, she backed Maxine Waters. Remember that, Doug? We were like, how could she back her and support her over this? Right. So we soon forget. It's just like elections. For 4 years, we're rushing corruption, this corruption. Our election system is so unsecure. This all the way up to election, Joe Biden wins. Well, this is the most secure election we ever had. They wanted us to forget what they said. I seen a thing today. What was Joe Biden's biggest political campaign? Oh, I believe it. I'd love to see that. What was Joe Biden's biggest political campaign thing that he wanted?
Unity.
Remember? he was going to bring unity amongst the parties, and he didn't want division amongst the parties. He wanted both houses to meet. What did he do the other night? He caused more divide than listen. He caused more divide than anybody can ever imagine. To call somebody that is a Trump supporter, a diehard Trump supporter, and is supporting him if he runs in 2024, an extremist and pretty much domestic terrorist. All he's trying to do is classify you with the FBI and everybody else, and he wants to put the mega supporter in a classification to silence us before that November election, Doug. Watch what's coming next.
There's nothing I can say, and I can't find other than what's her name. What are they calling her now? The whatever.
Kamala?
No, the speaker, the news lady.
I don't know. Beetlejuice.
No, they're calling her something.
We're gonna nickname her Beetlejuice.
Okay,
I don't know what they're calling.
Is about the only place that I can find that supports even CNN. Am I still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
You're there. They're fucking with us.
Beetlejuice is the only one who actually supported that, and it's her job too. So obviously she's going to. But even CNN didn't back that speech. And then if you get into why didn't NBC and ABC and all them carry it, they get they don't get the speech, but they get a
briefing
summary of what it's going to be about. They elected not to carry it.
Yeah.
And CNN almost had to because the Clinton News Network. MSNBC, I think, carried it because it's an off-brand of NBC, so they figure, okay, well, if he says something stupid, we can at least axe it, and half the population won't hear it. And I think that, again, other than hearing it from news sources, people who didn't watch it don't really understand that full effect of it, and that's why there hasn't been a lot of bullshit about it.
We'll call her Beetlejuice Jr. I better let's just call her Scarecrow because she kind of looks like a scarecrow. You know, but got the brains along. You know, and I sent Doug because he went after DeSantis too. I'm telling you, he went after DeSantis, and what he's doing, you know, he is like Hitler. He's got the FBI on his side, Department of Justice. They're taking orders from him, and you know he's going to go after these guys. And his response, I want to put it over in the comment section. You know, you can. You there?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out a little bit.
Imagine
audio.
that.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah. See, and this is also the reason I don't put that out until late on Sundays, because then it doesn't give them enough time to really dig into stuff. When they see what we're going to talk about, Facebook, they get a lot of leeway or head start on what we're talking about. So they're watching.
Yeah, Big Brother's watching.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I don't care. Yeah, and they're going to do that to us the whole show, Greg. And no, even Facebook, Zuckerberg testified that, yeah, he was talking, not testified yet, I don't think, but he was talking and said, it might have been a hearing. Yeah, the administration. He wouldn't point blank say Biden. He said his administration, the FBI, and the Department of Justice would contact him, his people, and decide different shit was coming up, and would tell him to censor it. He testified to that, Doug, in a hearing. And Tammy's not seeing the comments.
Oh, hold on. Now, Tammy, I sent you some instant messages through Facebook last week, like Monday or Tuesday. It's stuff that we talked about last week that you asked about, and you still have not seen them according to this. 6 days ago, actually, they were sent. So I'm not sure what's going on with you.
Yeah, you're on a watch list.
So I'm not allowed to communicate with you. We're in the corner.
So
okay, all right, no problem then.
Dave, it's a little bit of both. So in a nutshell, we're not going to break his speech down too much, Doug, because it was anger. It was a communist. Yeah. It was a communist saying, basically, in a nutshell, this is what I took from it. You MAGA, everything that administration is doing right now, Doug, leading towards communism. They blame the MAGA Trump supporters for it. Isn't it true? And this is a question I got. Is it or is it not true? A few months ago, this same fucking president said the Constitution is not absolute. Everybody remember that comment, Doug? Yep. It's not absolute and can be changed. But yet, in that speech, they want to change the Constitution. Democracy is this is what the country's built on. The Constitution's Constitution. It was wrote right here. We can't.
Are you still there?
Months ago, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you see me?
Barely, but yeah, go ahead.
Motherfuckers. You know what? I'm about to fucking have a nutty and get it over with, and they can kick us off and we come back on again. They do not want anybody, including motherfuckers. They're kicking me off, ain't they?
I can see you and hear you now.
Geez, Facebook, I'm sorry that, we're talking bad about the administration. We promise not to do it
anymore. They're doing such a good job.
They're a great job. This country's a lot better. We have more jobs and we have better economy and gas prices are what they are. But I'm sorry if I upset you. You fucking morons.
And if you can't see him, he's saying it with a straight face.
It is what it is. People will try to get through this. I mean, yeah.
Let me go back to one of the comments about the Marines being actors. The way they did the drill at the end, because I watched that kind of stuff, I don't think they were. They might have been told what to do. They might have acted it out, but because they probably didn't want to be. Well, there's another theory.
I honestly, you hit it on the head. He was even acting a little bit like Hitler in some of his speeches. In that speech,
Well, you know some Democrats. What did they think? Good with it?
I don't know any Democrat that wants to talk about it. I don't know any that wants to talk about it.
Okay.
I went to dinner with my mom and dad Saturday night, and I didn't bring it up because it was their anniversary dinner, and I didn't, it wasn't going to be good. So I just, it doesn't matter if Trump's a bad guy or not. All right, Doug? It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat and you said, I hated Trump, I didn't like the way he was, whatever, I voted for Biden. Okay, it's your right. It's your right in this country. Yeah, you probably got kicked out of the comments. But it's your right in this country. But if you can't see what the hell is going on, I don't know what to tell you. It's a Norm Taylor show. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you can't honestly sit there after, especially the other night, as a Democrat, even and say, yeah, that was a good speech. That was a great speech. There ain't no way. I mean, buckle up, folks. That's all I can tell you. Buckle up.
Well, I wonder what his ratings are now.
Great. Just ask them.
They're great.
Ask them. They're great. Country's great. Didn't she just say that?
Yeah.
There's several things that he's done in the last 3-4 months that are impeachable. And they're coming out on him about the whole college, the student loan debt. He doesn't have the authority to executive order that. And what they're trying to say is through the 9/11 deal, when the Patriot Acts went in and stuff, where the president could executive order stuff, Doug, you remember when that all went in? That he's using a clause in the Patriot Act to do that.
What you froze up there for a moment. What did he use?
In 9/11, it put out the Patriot Act, which gave Bush at the time a little more leeway with executive orders because of what was going on. Well, they're saying now that, it was illegal for him to sign an executive order for the student loans. How much money he signed an executive order for. Well, they're also saying that he went back into the Patriot Act, and there was a clause in that Patriot Act, and that's what he's acting on, that clause where he can do that. We don't get to fire him, Don. That's a bad thing. I'm sure if somebody said let's go right now, there's many people on this show that would go.
Go and do what? They got you froze up because you're saying something bad.
I said, I'm sure if we all said, let's go, take care of this, Don, fire him, and there's a whole lot of people on this show that would go. But the problem is, I don't think you'd see as many people that say they'd go in this country. I really don't think that you would see a lot of people go out of fear.
Over what happened with the J6.
Yeah, especially with him coming on with that jury ass speech and everything. There's some people, I'm ready to stand up, and then they're looking at that going, I'm not ready to go to prison yet. Prison for what?
Stand up against the government.
He's the one that said the other night. Listen, he's the one that said and the MAGA supporters are the ones trying to tear it apart, which is very untrue. The MAGA supporters are the ones that want to protect it. But in the Constitution, it says we the people have the right to overthrow the government if the government isn't doing their job and start committing tyranny. How much tyranny do we got to put up with? That's my question.
Right. Then why are they putting people in jail for J6? I guess there's a certain way that you could do it, and you can't just storm the Capitol and take it over. I guess there's a different way you do it.
No. You can't do it like that. I don't know how. It don't matter. I still believe on January 6th that, once you crossed, at that time point, once you crossed that barrier, you were, in my eyes, considered domestic terrorist. I don't care how you look at it, whether it was a great thing or not. We showed one of the weakest points of our country on one of the most secured buildings, supposedly secured buildings in the country, when a bunch of protesters can storm the building and overtake it, Doug. What do we show the rest of the world? You know, how easy can that be? Here's a
Right.
bunch of basically unarmed people stormed the building, got in. You know, they're drinking beer in Nancy Pelosi's office. What, you know, I mean, seriously. But, you know, it was wrong. Shouldn't have been done. I agree with it. But my whole point to that is they're naming every single person, tell you how many people were arrested for that, but yet nobody can tell you how many people were arrested when they tried burning this country down. Yeah. It's not hearsay. I mean, I got a right to my opinion. And when I say this is quoted, Biden quoted that, not me. He said the Constitution wasn't absolute. Now he's saying that the Constitution should be protected the way it is, and the MAGA supporters are the ones that want to tear the Constitution apart, which is completely wrong. Now he's after Ron DeSantis.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Now you know part of it. So you talk about what you sent me earlier, what Santa said, and then I want to bring up something about Ron DeSantis.
Go ahead.
Well, he made a deal with Canada that they can get medication down to Florida at way cheaper rates than what he's getting right now. It'll save his people money, you know, keep them healthy, and it's at a reasonable cost. He can't do that unless he gets it through the FDA. You know, you got to get that. They won't. He said he submitted it when I did that. He submitted it 66 days ago. Haven't heard a word. Called. Nobody knows anything. When you think that would be top priority to try to get, this is going to work out really good.
Well, Biden's speech in Milwaukee today, he said that the Republicans and the MAGA want, you know, pharma. They're with big pharma, and they don't care about the prescription prices being up there. And he's fighting. That's furthest from the truth. Remember when we went back when Trump was in office and he was trying to push in, you know, the pharmaceutical rules and that, and Democrats voted against it. Or
what about the one that would have slashed insulin that just came out a month ago?
Yeah, they voted it down.
Yep.
But now what he said today was this. He said they're trying to push an act through, and the Republicans are stopping it. The MAGAs are stopping it. That a little vial of insulin will only cost you $35. It only costs $10 to manufacture. It was 6 months ago, Doug. 6 or 8 months ago, they turned it down to Democrats. They got the House. The House voted it down. Why? And the problem is, everybody in this country, not everybody, but the left side, they forgot what he said 6 months ago and what happened. They're listening to what he's saying now. And if they listen 2 months from now, he's going to have another lie. And they're going to believe it. They're going to believe it. This is the last-ditch effort. I'm telling you, what's going on now is the last-ditch effort to keep Republicans out of the House, overtaking the House and Senate again. Because when that happens, they're coming at him with vengeance, and he knows it. McCarthy has already said, if we take the House, he's going to be he'll be the next Speaker of the House. And he's coming after him for everything they did. I'd be scared to death of that, man. And I'd be scared to death of the Republicans overtaking the House. You know, McConnell had nothing good to say about it. Anybody watch his speech in Senate the next day? I'm not a big McConnell fan, but Mitch McConnell. I'm not a big fan of his, but go read his speech on the Biden, on Biden's speech. Go watch it on YouTube. He hit it on the head too. You know, I wouldn't, you know what? Harvey Lee Oswald comes to mind, Doug.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh? Harvey Lee Oswald comes to mind, and that's cheese or pizza. What do we get? Dumb and Dumber are waiting in the wings.
That's the
Where's
problem.
she been? Where's she been? When's the last time you heard of her?
Listen, about a week ago, there was talk about an impeachment from the Republicans, and especially if they get in, that's probably going to be something that happens. So, what's better way to protect yourself than just kind of stay away and stay quiet? Every time she opens her mouth, she says something stupid. So,
Ukraine borders Russia and Poland, and it's one of those.
so
You start talking. You tell us about the war over. Well, the Black Sea.
right, yeah, they're fighting. They are definitely fighting.
Fighting. Yes, we got this country not happy with this country, and
the school buses, the little yellow school buses that take your children to school. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Well, they're killing your kids. We'd like to get him on the show.
So, all right, what? They're cutting me in and out. They're cutting me in and out bad. I don't know. I hit a sore spot there. Yeah. Let's move on with our agenda. You got a bunch of shit we just done.
Do I? Well, let's talk about the private citizen that's being hunted down like a rabid dog. President Trump is a private citizen. Yes. What they're still doing is they're still going after him for his financial records. They are still going after him about the J6, which if the only thing, there's nothing that can come of his financial records. What can come of it now?
It doesn't matter. He's a private citizen.
Right.
I guess it's all public record, but what's the big deal?
Right. Now, who is this? This is MSN is saying that Trump is certain to be indicted soon for a crime he said should be punishable by death.
Well, what crime's that?
Well, he has national intelligence documents that he had. Mm-hmm. And he said if anybody, when he was in there, they should be put to death for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What do you believe and what don't you believe that's coming out of this? He could have had a picture of Mickey Mouse, and they're going to say it's this to do what they want to do to him.
Well, he did. I just heard earlier he did get the, what do they call that? That he wanted for these documents. Hold on.
I don't know.
I'll find out.
Oh, I know the term you're looking for. Whatever it is.
Master, special master.
Yeah.
They approved that. Whoever they are.
It was ordered straight from the White House to do that. FBI whistleblowers coming out. They're keeping it. It leaked a little now. It got shut up. I'll go back to what DJ Swearingen said offline with us. And what he said offline was, and I believe this, Doug, me and you both agreed. One of Trump's biggest legacies out of everything was that he exposed the media for what they are.
That's a fact. There's a new word out there called fake media.
Yeah, hang on, I think if I'm concerned is correct, but how can they listen at the end of the day? How can they keep pounding him and hounding him and going like? But they haven't done nothing in the laptop with Hillary Clinton. They haven't done nothing with the laptop of Hunter Biden. They haven't, you know what I'm saying, Doug?
Correct. Yep.
Now it's implicated, and the guy that even met him, I can't think of the name, it was a China deal where they called Joe Biden the big guy, and he's implicated, and he did have these meetings and stuff that would have been illegal now, Doug. But you don't, the media is not chasing that. The media is not, so it doesn't go nowhere.
Right. Deb, just
Trump
talking about this.
Trump.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So
when
it comes to top, there's what? There's three different security clearances: confidential, secret, and top secret. When you get to top secret, you can't move that document. You can't just take that document and go, I'll give it back to you in a little bit. That document is signed and it's kept in a seal, and it doesn't just lay on somebody's desk. So how did top secret documents just end up in a bunch of boxes somewhere in Florida?
Let me ask a question, because I'm naive on this. Aren't the top secret documents, when they are taken from, let's say, my house to you, Doug, aren't they taken by highly military?
Yep. Yeah. You just don't walk
and
around.
Not just two guys.
Yeah,
there's like
you don't walk around
4 to 6 guys. Yeah, that escort these documents. Am I wrong?
No, you're correct. It moves.
So as a country,
I don't just come to your house and go, hey, here, read this. It doesn't work like that.
So as a country, we're all believing this. I don't know, Dave. There's some of them documents that are top secret that I don't think Trump can declassify them. I think that has to come through
anything with
channels.
National defense information.
Yeah, it has to go over to the Pentagon and through different chapters.
You're cutting out because you're telling the truth.
Clarence, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
So, I mean, and as a country, 80%, 70%, if not 80% of the people in this country are going, wow, I can't believe he took them, because they don't know. They don't know. Right. It's all bullshit.
Yeah. When and they showed him leaving the White House, did you see 17 boxes of stuff with them?
Well, yeah, he put it in the trunk of a limo.
He went by plane.
Well, they took it out
of helicopter.
They U-hauled it down to Mar-a-Lago. Hey, you guys, I'll meet you down there. 2 guys in a truck moving,
Yeah, moving brothers. Yeah. Bringing your top secret stuff.
And you're right, Kel. That's what I'm saying. Anything, especially, national security and that with different stuff, that's in the Pentagon. That you might see it, but it's coming over with 6 military personnel, highly armed, and you're going to see it, and you might sign it, and it's going back in that silver briefcase, getting locked, sealed, and another seal put on it, and they're taking it back to the Pentagon or wherever. So this is all a bunch of bullshit. And to stop and think, this bumbling fucking idiot that we heard the other night, he holds the keys to the nukes.
Yeah.
You were worried about Trump with the, everybody's worried about Trump with the nuke button. This guy holds the key to the nukes. Well, you know what? I'm going to be impeached anyways. And I'm going to bring this up, everybody. Just stop and hear me out on this. Once again, everything stopped. You don't hear nothing about COVID. You don't hear nothing about the murder hornets. You don't hear nothing about flying. You ain't even heard about monkeypox or none of that. And what else haven't you heard much about right now? the Ukrainian-Russian war.
Right. You haven't heard much about that.
You ain't
You
heard
get
shit
about
about it.
you get about 2 minutes of it on the news.
You ain't heard shit. You know, I mean,
So something's up. And then he goes on TV with this ominous background and wants people to jump on board and say, gosh, this is a guy I want to be behind.
and here, Bill's got something. Put his comment on. Bill Short. I said this 3 weeks ago. You know, there was a time when government said something, and you believed it. 80%, 90%, you believed it. Anything that comes out of the government's mouth, and it's getting not just federal, state, local. You're questioning yourself. Well, is that true? What the fuck? You know, how do you this or how do you that? You question everything and you don't believe anything. And that's what's. We shouldn't be a country like that, Doug. Not granted, the government's not gonna tell you everything. I don't want them to tell me everything. Like I used to say back in the CIA, I don't want them to tell me everything. I don't want to know how they're protecting our country. But when they do tell you something, 80-90% of it should at least be truth. Am I wrong?
Well,
we're not getting that. We're not even getting that. And then the problem is, it's happening so much with the media and everything, you know, and that's why I say DJ's comments right, because Trump started exposing that shit that they were saying. Now you fall into this administration, and then you sit there and you go, I can't even believe 30% of what my own government's telling me. What's the real truth? How bad is it? Then you sit there and wonder how bad it is. I don't know about you people, what I do. I'm thinking, man, if they're only telling us 30% of the truth, what is the real truth? And the real truth is this. They're coming after us. Trump said it best. They're not after me. They're after you, and I'm in the way.
And look what they've already done. They've already got the IRS beefed up, or they're beefing them up.
Oh, they got to go through weapon training, stuff like that first. Before
so they can. Apparently, they will show up at your door if they do an audit or whatever with their pencil and weapon.
They're going to open a briefcase, and laptop's going to be there, and Uzi's going to be set next to the laptop, and they're going to have a 9 in her, you know, and you
receipt, and don't touch anything else. I need this receipt.
Just like me yesterday. Just like me yesterday, goose hunting.
Jeez.
What are you doing? I'm goose hunting. I shot 3 geese in the back. Why? Goose season's in. Well, do you have any weapons in your truck? No, asshole. I went bam, 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 and 3 geese fell. Yeah, I got a shotgun in my. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the same thing. That's how you're going to get approached. You know, I mean. It's no longer, there ain't one person on that right side that the minute you mention, you might have to go, you know, your accountant or whatever, you might have to go through an audit, that don't get just an instant migraine and you start not shitting solid for a week or two waiting for the audit. And, you know, now imagine what it's going to be, Doug. They're coming in with, they're armed.
Right. They will be armed.
They'll be armed. Every single agent will be armed.
It'll look like a police officer at your door because they'll have the badge. They'll have armor on. They'll have a weapon and their pencil.
There's only one reason they'd do that. I'm telling you. There's only one reason they'd do that.
If you're middle class or small business, look out. Let's
go back a year ago. I don't know who had it up. Just reminded me of this. Let's go back a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was after our jobs. How was he after our jobs? Don't you remember? They started in. less than a year ago, but it started a year ago. Well, if you don't have the vax, you're not going to have a job.
Right.
And the vax this and the vax that. That didn't work, Doug. It didn't work. It all fell apart. So now, we're on to the next trick. It's whatever. Joe sent me something. Joe, it's too small. I can't read it. Put it up in the room, Joe. But
yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, what's the worst can happen? You get 3 days. We're probably all going to get 3 days because we all said good things about Trump. Hell, I ain't been able to finish a complete sentence without him fucking with me tonight. All right, Doug.
So California.
California.
So
California love.
Their governors said yet another stupid comment. He needs them to stop charging their cars because of the heat wave that's out there and all the air conditioners running. You can't be charging your cars. It's drawing too much electricity. Now, remember last week we just said that he's going to ban fuel gas cars by 2035.
Oh, it's right? 25. I thought it was 30. I thought it was in 7 years. And this is what we said back in the beginning of summer when it was very hot in Ohio and the electric grids were going out and this, that, and the other. And what did we say, Doug? How the fuck are we going to run all electric if we can't even keep the grid going up on hot days? 2035. How are we going to do that? This is the same governor that's taxing something that we'll get into that too. Taxing something that's a natural resource on your property.
Right. Now the other thing with this this electric car mandate that they want to come out, believe it or not, remember I always say it could be coming to Ohio. Thank goodness it's not. But there's 12 other states that are going to jump on board. Several of the 17 states. Okay, so 17 states, several of them are going to move forward with the plan, including Washington, Massachusetts, New York, Oregon, and Vermont, with the same restriction. It is 2035.
All blue.
What?
All blue. All blue states, Doug.
All blue states. It will be against the law to run a fuel car in those in 2030.
Well, I tell you what I do. I get in my fossil fuel gasoline car, fill it up good, and I'll have a 500 mile before I run out of gas, and they're going to run out of electric in 200 miles. So how are they going to catch me? Yeah, they just had a major derailment in Michigan. I know that, on a coal train. Ryan's going up to clear the cars. Just like another Ryan.
Oh.
They just had another chicken processing plant burn up too, Doug, this week. Listen, I don't know if you guys seen that on Facebook. Hear me out on this. There's a clip on Facebook and it's on TikTok. All electric buses that they're going to. You should have seen that sumbitch light up. That thing, whoo, what a fire. Oh my God, the fire.
Oh.
Batteries.
Oh, you mean
it was
literally?
Burning. I mean, it was like an electrical fire, only major, And then when the battery would blow up, you'd poof. Well, anybody on that bus are dead.
Yes.
I mean,
are you still here with us? Hello? I think they might have taken him completely off.
Here we
Oh,
are.
there you are. There you are. Hi.
Greg seen that bus. He put up there, it was unreal. And this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get. I mean, Dave Lowry, Randy Feekins, you guys are firemen. You'll know. Going into a house fire is one thing. You know, with the smoke you're dealing with. An electrical fire puts out a whole different fume type, toxic fume. I mean, it's good luck with that. Doug, we got to get into the wells.
Well, all right. Well, it's coming up with the California stuff. Let me see. I think that was okay. All right. Yeah. So there's 12 more states that want to follow California. And goofball's stupid statement. And now in California, let me get the right department here. The EPA asserts shockingly broad domain over private property.
Yeah. Hey, Bill Swart, brand new battery for a newer electric car. Tommy Hayward sent me an actual invoice of a brand new one that went bad. $28,000. I'm sorry, Doug.
Right. And there was one earlier that we talked about that was 14,000.
Yeah, for 2016 Focus.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what that means, what you just said
is that they are coming after anybody that owns a well now. If you have well water, you need to start paying your fair share. This is in California, and believe me, once it's just going to go wherever. But let me take that off. Let me put this up. So here's the fee. So you have a well on your property, you get well water. You're going to pay $300 per well, and then you're going to pay $10 per acre foot if you put a meter on your well. If you don't, then you're going to pay $25 per acre foot. And then if you're late, it's 25% total fee for the month. And this is actually it's really happening.
Yeah, it's happening, Deb. Yeah, they are. We know they don't own it and can't, but they are. And it's going to come to Ohio. I don't know how many of you guys.
Let me. I'm gonna throw the whole story in here. Copy. Oh boy, we're really pissing them off today. Okay.
Yeah.
There's the link to it, so you can read it and have fun with it. But yes, they're coming after you if you own a well. How long before Ohio?
How many people on the right own a well? How many people on the right own a well? I know a lot of rural water went out through the country, but some of you guys I know still have wells.
Yeah, here's the same thing, Greg. You pay property taxes.
That's it. Here's the thing. Stop and think of this. You're paying property tax on the property you own. That mineral right, or whatever you want to call it, is on your property that you pay tax on. Okay, now in order to run a well, you got to run a pump to it and everything. You got to run electric. So you're paying an electric bill. Well, you're paying tax on an electric bill. Now they're going to tax you, Doug, on everything you use off it. What about, let's just say, what about people way out in the sticks that don't have rural water or something, have to go off well water? What about them, Doug?
What about them?
You know, what do? They're screwed. I guarantee you, by the time they're done with you, you're paying more for that well than what you'd pay for city water, county water, rural water system. Yeah, I don't doubt that, because they're not getting anything off your sewer, Greg. They're not getting a sewer cost, and Lord forbid they're going to want that. You know, your shit has methane, so they're going to charge you a methane cost, and you know,
like the cows, they're going to eliminate you.
like the cows, they're going to eliminate you. We're going to have synthetic Greg running around. You know, but it's. Where do we stop with this shit? And it's coming to Ohio. I'm telling you right now, it's coming to Ohio. And it's so, if you got a stream running through your property and that, you know, what are they going to do? Guess the amount of water that runs through your property and tax that next? Well, you know, so I'm telling you, like in Southern Ohio, y'all remember they were fracking, putting all the wells in, pipelines in. Dave Lowry, you better pay attention to this one. I don't know if they have yet or not, but you know, if they're pulling, if there's a well on your property, which I don't think there's one on yours, there's a pipeline through it, but if there's a well on your property, how much taxes are they going to get charged because of the natural resources coming off your property now? They're going to nail you for water of a well. What do you think they're going to do to these people that got, you know,
Now,
an oil well, natural gas well?
You don't have to put a meter on it.
Yeah, but you're going to pay a flat fee.
Mm-hmm. You're going to pay $25 per acre foot.
Two and a half times as much. It's not right. It's a natural resource. Like Deb said, it's mineral rights on your property. This is going communism here. That's something a communist country would do.
See you, Deb. Thanks for stopping in.
All right.
You're a wealth of information.
Thank you.
Yeah, I put the link in there. You guys can look this up. There's way more to it than that. I just pulled that out because it gives you the price breakdown of it. Wow. Let's give.
We can only hope, Cal. Guys looking for presidential run in 2024.
What's that?
Just so y'all know.
Who?
Newsom. He's looking at running for president in 2024.
Oh, geez. This is a guy that comes up with all these great ideas.
Oh yeah, your kid can make a decision at 12 without parental consent whether it wants, you know, the vaccine or not, but yet, you know, you can't draw water off your land. Jesus fucking Christ. California's another country, dude.
This is ridiculous.
Hashtag no bullshit.
Yep.
Dean Henry, Big D's pizza. See if we can play Dean's stuff that looks so good, or are they going to cut him out too because he gives away a pizza on here?
Let's find out. We don't want to jinx shit at all. Good stuff. Good
Who did,
stuff.
Dave?
Who did what?
Dave Lauer's comment. I'll put it up afterwards. Hashtag no bullshit.
I'm in the ribs.
There's the ribs. Oh my God. Dean Henry, Big D's Pizza, Clyde, Ohio. If you know anybody in Clyde looking for a job, Big D's hiring. It's pathetic when a man has to close his shop 1 or 2 days a week, though, because of no help.
Really?
Yes. You know, he put a thing up the other day. It's crazy. Nobody wants to work. Then us people at work, we get on a show and try to speak our mind. Facebook fucks with you so fucking bad you can't even hear what I'm saying half the time.
And you get stuck with a loan that you didn't take out.
For what?
College. Did you know? Did you
Oh,
know you
yeah.
got a college loan in your taxes now?
Yes, I got a college loan in my taxes. I can't believe that they made him fill the well back in. Dave had a neighbor. Go back down to Dave Lowry's comment and put this up. That's such bullshit. I don't know. It had to be maybe village zoning or Erie County. There's a well on it, and they didn't know about it, so they made him fill it in. Why?
Well, was he built? Did he build over top of it?
No. You didn't build over top. You'd have to fill it in then. But
And how do they not know that there's a well? Did I send you that site?
what?
You can see every well
Single well in the state of Ohio.
in the state of Ohio.
We got a site that there's a site, Doug. If you can put it in a room, there's a site where you go to it. Shows it might not have been documented. It might have been put in 1850. Who knows?
Okay.
You know.
So if you want to see if your property has a well on it, this is Ohio only. Go to that website. It's the Ohio DNR website, water wells, and then just put in your address and it'll shoot you right down to all the wells.
Motherfuckers are fucking with us bad, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Facebook. All right, let's give. Huh?
I was just gonna say, come on, Facebook, just give us a little bit.
It's out of hand. It's out of hand. We're about done, you little bastards. So tonight we're gonna give away Big D's Pizza like always, and this weekend at Snuff Speedway is Tim Ensign Memorial. We have Beginner Stocks, Renegade Stock Series, North Coast Stock Series, and Modifieds. I give two
They
tickets
don't want you advertising.
Oh, they don't? They cut me out?
They're one of us advertising.
Who don't want us advertising?
Facebook. They just cut us off there for a moment.
Did you hear I'm giving away 2 tickets to the track? Saturday night, racing at 7.
I did hear that. How come? Let me get this thing updated. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back with you.
Yeah, we're getting booted off anyways. So if you go on there and look, for you people living in the country, go on there and look on that site. You'd be surprised how many wells there actually is. Now just think of this. Just think of this. Go back to that formula that Doug had up, California's. Just think of how much money that is. It's out of hand. Crazy. All right, here we go for a pizza from Big D's Pizza. Dean Henry. Wow.
Here we go.
Where the firemen and police got fat. All
right. And happy.
Lori.
There you go.
Okay, 2 tickets to Tim Ensign Memorial this weekend. Renegade Stock Series, Beginner Stock Series, North Coast Stocks, Modifieds, and be a pretty good mod show this weekend.
And it's championship
night.
Yeah, championship night. So it's worth it. 2 tickets.
So be a good night. 2 tickets to paradise. Dean Henry, he ain't even been commenting. He's laughing too hard at us getting booted. Cut it.
Right.
Look at him.
Lori.
You give pizza away. You're
well, you can't
win twice.
Right. So you go to the back of the line. Amy.
Amy Catholic. She hits on our shows and Sandusky's, and whew, she took you with me Saturday night.
What'd you do Saturday?
Well, I took mom and dad. Me and my brother took them to the Final Cut restaurant, Hollywood Casino. Well, I played a little bit. Played a little bit.
Play a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what we got.
Amy said redraw. Amy, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll redraw. Well,
what?
Can you redraw?
I have it still here. Yeah.
Can you redraw? Amy said. Draw.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Here we go.
All right. Hold on.
Make sure you show it.
Yeah. We did that once too. Wrong.
Yeah, holy shit. Our private
right,
message laid up on
that. You guys.
Dave Lowry.
You get to watch some.
Cheap guy. That's the only way he'll come to the track. And he'd probably get free tickets anytime he pull that water truck. I'll water you down a little more so you don't have dust up your nose if you give me some. Okay. But, all right, Doug.
Okay. Finally, one of the school districts have been taken to court over the whole pronoun thing. Cat, he, she, we, bunny, whatever. Over pronouns. And it was the Fort Riley Middle School in Kansas. And they are paying a middle school teacher $95,000 to settle a lawsuit because she was disciplined for refusing to use students' preferred pronouns and was told not to let the parents know that this just stays in school. Are you back?
Okay, you're there. Yeah.
Okay.
So she won. She beat him.
She finally, she won. That's the first one that I've seen where it's been public. Now the school district denied her request for religious exemption. She said, "My religion does not believe that person is a cat," something like that.
Fucking cat.
No. No school should ever force teachers to willfully deceive parents or engage in any speech that violates their deeply held religious beliefs. So she's won $95,000. So good for her.
She got 60,000. The attorney got 35.
Right. So she's got a year's worth of salary, maybe.
Dave, I have your name at the gate.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
I have your name at the gate. Dave Lowry.
Yes.
So you know what? That's a good thing. If the courts start recognizing that, then other people are going to start turning on this.
Correct. Now, have you heard back from Sweet Mary?
No. I did put a call in the other day, and I believe that number was not shut off, but what do they do when they shut it off?
Disconnected it?
Yeah, I'm a cat. You know how you can turn your phone to where not available right now, and it ain't a recording? That's what it went to.
So how are they making any money?
I believe that woman's going to be out of business. And she might have blocked me, Tammy. I didn't even think of that. I was laughing, thinking the same thing. She's out of business, but she might have blocked my number. I'm going to have to call from another phone.
Right. What's wrong?
All right.
I can't hear you very well. Hello?
I need to use, but keep cutting me out. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm here.
What are you saying?
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Go on
Hi.
with the show because we
Okay.
touched another bad subject or something. Every fucking subject we touch on. You know what? I Go on, Doug.
Maybe we should get these pre-approved. This is what we're going to talk about. Is it okay?
No,
right.
it's not okay because
right.
it doesn't fit their fucking agenda. And we're just a small little show. And let me tell you something. It's the worst it's been for a year, ain't it, Doug?
Yeah.
A year
Yeah,
when we were on the vaccine shit. This is the worst it's been. We went through this one night. I went through one night where I got cut off. Personally, Doug was still on. I come back on. I got cut off. I come back on. I got cut off. Yeah.
Say bye to Robert.
Yeah. Robert, I agree with you. Fuck Joe Biden. Sorry. You know, Joe Biden said, fuck
Right.
you to over 70 million Americans.
Right. You're right.
You know, nothing would be approved. You're right, Tammy. Nothing would be approved. It's
all right. Here's another bakery that's in a different light. Believe it or not, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you there? Okay, there you are. All right. So this one here is. Does it even give their name? Anyhow, it's Oberlin College owes them $36 million. Yes, the Oberlin College there near you. Are you froze up again? Hello, Chris Mize. Hello, Chris Mize. All right, I think they done did them. Anyhow, this the Ohio Supreme Court declared Oberlin College owed $36 million in damages to a bakery owner. Chris Mize is back. Are you back?
Yeah, I don't know why there's
Maybe we should change your name on here.
Going on Oberlin College. I can believe it.
Yeah, so the Ohio Supreme Court declared Oberlin College owed $36 million in damages to a bakery owner over false racism accusations. So what happened was the son of the bakery owners, these kids came in. They were stealing wine, I guess, at this bakery that has wine. It took off and then got into a scuffle with them, and the college put a thing out not to go there anymore.
Not to go there because they're racist.
Right.
Gibson's, Joe Gibson's Bakery, I believe it was, or shop or whatever in downtown. Yeah, the college protested them. They sued the college. They won $35 million.
$36 million.
God bless them. God bless them. Anybody been around? I know Joe has. Anybody else been around?
I'm trying to see what the name of the bakery is. Gibson's. Can you hear us, Chris?
Oberlin College.
The name of the bakery is Gibson's.
Yeah, they had me out for them. Right. Anybody been around Oberlin College?
No.
I know Greg has. I don't know about anybody else, but I'll tell you what. Woo! We did a lot of work in there when I was with Warner Construction. Man, oh man. I can tell you this.
What?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up in a little bit, but Oberlin College is so liberal to the so far left. I mean, there's people, this is 20-some years ago, walk around, look like Smurfs, blue hair and shit like that. And man, you couldn't even look at them. Yeah. Yep. That's what Greg will tell you. You couldn't even look at them if you laughed and they said anything. You did what you. So we thought we'd be smart, come in there early one day. No, they were surrounding the tree, slept there all night. You know, college. No, you're not taking the tree down now. Don't get your building in. I don't give a shit.
Wow.
What a weird. I'm telling you. And as a construction worker, if you go in there, you better look straight ahead, look down. You can't look at the people, because if you look at one of them kids and they feel that you're looking at them, and you can just look at them if they feel it's derogatory, or because they got pink hair or blue hair or purple hair or whatever, rainbow colored hair. You got two guys, two women holding hands walking. We had two women. This sinus got through. Two girls go out on the tree lawn in front of us, start going at it right there. And we couldn't say nothing, look at him or nothing, because that guy from the inspector from the college, don't even look at him. Don't look at him. Because if they see you looking, you're gone. I'm like, well, I don't want to work here. I remember Bob Hunt saying, I've been in the job at Overland. I'm not the guy to put there. Trust me. But it's out there, man. And I'm glad Gibson's won. I'm glad they won. There's no college should. This right. Is not a business on college. It's a private business away from, not on college property. The college should not get involved in that.
So, good for Gibson's. Maybe they'll make our cookie for us.
You know what? Somebody's gonna have to, because I don't feeling that my other person ain't gonna.
I guess not.
It's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yep. So we just got a couple more things here. We'll make it quick. 9:26.
Well, you've been there, huh, Kayla? Two guys making out.
Teresa Fedor. She's an Ohio State representative for District 11, wherever that's
11. I don't know.
She had too much time on her hands, so she decided to submit a bill. What's that called?
Sponsor a bill.
Yeah. So here's what she wants to do, and I don't understand how these two relate. She wants all emergency medical service personnel to undergo human trafficking related continuing education. Now, when you pull up and somebody's in a heart attack, are you going to be really worried about where they've come from or if they're being trafficked?
No, but if you're called the house, and I'm just saying, if you called the house to administer some kind of medical, like firefighter, paramedic, I mean, I'm not totally against that, because you got to see the signs.
Undergo human trafficking related continuing education. That is not an EMS responsibility. That's police. They can.
I don't disagree with that, but
they're there to. I agree.
If you get,
listen, be there to save a life. Who gives a shit where they're coming from?
I understand that, but if you walk in a house and there's kids in there, there's sure signs that if you don't know, you're going to call the police. You got a radio to dispatch.
That's all I'm going to do. So why can't she just say, hey?
All you got to do is call Children's Services and say, hey, this kid, this little girl here wanted to be a boy. This little girl wanted to be a boy, and the parents aren't letting them. They're going to come and find out trafficking, right?
So why do we have to send them through continuing education on human trafficking?
Because you don't know what you're walking into. It depends. Listen, it depends. I feel I'm not against that entirely, for the simple fact that, Randy, for example, Randy walks in the house. If he does no education on human trafficking, and that little girl standing in the kitchen giving him a sad look, first thing he's going to think, she's sad because
There's an emergency in her house, and all these people are here. Are you
There's
still
this
with
person,
us?
but there's other looks here. To continue what I was saying before Facebook so rudely interrupted me. There's other demeanors and shit that you can pick up on that you wouldn't if you weren't educated. I'm not against that.
I am.
I know you
I
might.
don't. Because I can walk into any house and see that there's an issue and to let the police know. I can do that pretty much without
Yeah,
being
but hold
told,
it. Let's back
look
up.
for this or look for that.
Where have you worked before? Okay.
Right. But
okay, wait. No, not but. Where have you worked before? And you have some education on this, so that's a bias.
Right.
That's not a biased comment. And other people, me, if I walked in the house, I don't know if I could tell you or not, but listen, I don't feel it's bad that our fire departments and should be trained too. You never know what situation they're going to be in.
You know how the best telltale sign of something going on in a house. Sheriff Offenberger out of Carroll County told me this. Actually, we were at a house and he pointed it out to me. We walked into this house because this kid got hurt and we were going to take him to the hospital. And he called me over and he goes, "Look at this." And I looked at it and there's a bunch of shoes there. He goes, "There's more people in this house than what they're telling you." So really? He goes, "Look at the size of the shoes. There's like 6 or 8 different sizes of shoes here." I thought, you're right. You're right. And they were some clan out of Akron, but I don't think that we need to bog down EMS workers with that. They're there to save your life. What are they going to do? Go, hold on, I want to look around first.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if they see something, it's real easy for them to notify. They still do, but
Then
I'm not. Listen, I'll be honest with you. You want my honest answer? Anything that has to do with the kids and for the betterment of the kids, and if that means fire has to have some kind of education on it, I'm all for it because there's too much human trafficking going on, especially with children. It's going on everywhere, and evidently this is a democratic platform with Facebook, because once you get into human trafficking and child trafficking, oh my God, you're touching some touchy ground, and I'm getting cut out on and off again, but I understand what you're saying, Doug.
I just say, give me what I should be looking at. I don't need continuing education on it. Tell me what I need to look for.
It's just like gangs.
Exactly. But when I go in there,
gangs evolve, and then it's like any criminal activity. Once they know that the police or anybody knows these signs, they change. And you think children, trafficking, any human trafficking is different. Once they know that, let's say they know the fire department comes in and they've been educated, they're going to start changing little things. You have to have continued education.
You've been in the service and you know this, that when you go to a fire, you don't look to see if it's a crack house first. You put out the fire, you take care of the emergency, and then you do your job. Then you go look around and see what you can find. Did we freeze up again? Right. I agree with that too. Are you coming back, Chris?
Hey,
there you are.
They didn't like my comment. And I understand that, and I understand what Randy Feakin said over there, but I'm not saying you got to go through the full program like a police officer or somebody, but I am saying you should have some education.
And what happens when this occurs?
Well, I don't know.
I just think that when you're
I don't know.
EMS, you're going in there to deal with people's lives. You're not going to worry about what's going on around you. If there's an emergency, that's what you're taking care of. If you can pick up on something and you think it's wrong, tell the police. That's all I got to say about it.
You know,
Thank you.
I don't know. Dave made a good comment.
What?
I go in to fight a fire. I'm fighting a fire, but I sure the hell got eyes in the back of my head looking around to see what I'm up against too.
Right.
You know,
And that brings us up to another thing. I hate to bring up these stories. 14-year-old shot himself in the head, and they rushed into the bedroom, and the EMT's going, "What is that?" And she's got blood in her hair. Well, they didn't think to look up because he shot this way, and she's standing right underneath where it was dripping. So, I mean, I agree. You do need to be aware of your
yeah.
surroundings and things like that. But in the heat of things, when there's a life on the line, what are you doing? You're taking care of that life.
Well, I understand that, but when you walk in a room, especially on a suicide with a gun, I'm gonna be looking around, checking, see what's going on. And correct me if I'm wrong. In today's world, especially, I believe the police enter first. I don't know. Yeah, this is
Yeah. They get called.
freeze if wrong. Freeze if wrong speech, Eric.
Yeah, don't say that. Yeah, don't say that.
We've been playing that game all night. We've been on an hour and 30 minutes on this one, and maybe got an hour's worth in.
All right, one more. This one here will get you going.
I'm already going. I'm 1 second away. I mean, whatever. Yes. And Tammy, Children's Services ain't doing their job. Trust me on something. I've seen pictures.
I got horror stories with
I've seen pictures. Yeah. I mean, everywhere's different. You know, I mean, shit, I can remember, you go back to Lowry vouch for this, 87, 88, 89, in that time period. It was nothing when the fire alarm went off. You know, and that's when pages were coming out for violence. Other than that, you had to depend on a whistle or your house phone rang straight. Right. Whatever. I can remember 11:30 at night, that alarm went off. Half our fire department ran out of bar 6.
You're not allowed to talk about that either. Hello,
Across Europe.
There you go.
I had a picture up that was sent to me from Andy Smith, who's fire chief now in Brown Heights. But I'm sitting there, it was a house fire on Chapin Mason Road, but that's back when we had the boots that pulled up with the long coat, the hip boots. We didn't even have bunker pants. Whatever. It's another day and time when we used to ride on the back of the fire department on the truck. Hang on to the back of the fire truck. Didn't matter if it was 5 degrees or 90.
Yep. And you're not allowed to do that anymore.
So,
one more story for you.
Story or an article, because get it straight, because this platform that we're on right now is really pissed off at us. So
yes. So this is going to be a article out of Trumbull County, Ohio. And it deals with this guy here. He is the animal, or the what do they call that? Warden, dog warden.
A dog warden.
Yes. Well, he's facing 4 counts of misdemeanor charges because he takes these dogs in and then doesn't feed them for up to, I think it was 7 days. Let me check. At least 2 dates, and they went at least 48 hours without being fed or watered.
He should. He should be charged.
Absolutely.
Listen, if you want an example of what a dog pound from a county should look like and how they're treated, come to Erie County Dog Pound. Barb Knapp and Shelly and them over there at the dog pound, they do an extraordinary job in Erie County. You never walk in where it's dirty. There's always water, food, they're well taken care of. And listen, I don't give a shit if it's a rabid pit bull, Rottweiler, little mix, Heinz 57, meaner than hell. You still have to feed and water them. It's not your decision to play judge and jury.
Right. Right.
I mean, you've been there, Randy. It's Erie County's. I've been in a lot of dog pounds. I've stopped in Cleveland, Lorraine. A lot of dog pounds, and a lot of humane societies. And I can tell you what, some humane societies, Erie County's got a good one, but some outside the county need to take a lesson from Erie County Dog Pound. And if that guy's not feeding them dogs or watering them dogs, it's a dereliction of duty of an oath he swore as a dog warden. And he should. It shouldn't be misdemeanors. It should be felonies.
Right.
Because he didn't do his job that us taxpayers pay for. Ain't no different Biden. We should charge him too.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, I love dogs more than I love people. Straight up. I got a little asshole dog right now that is a handful. But, it's my dog. I've gotten dogs out of Erie County Dog Pound. I'll tell you right now.
You're stuck again.
They bring a dog in. Yeah, that's a responsibility of that guy to make sure that dog's watered, fed. He's dereliction of duty. It should be felonies. There's no way it should be misdemeanors, in my opinion. You beat a dog.
I agree. Yep.
You beat a dog and everything else, and they catch you. It's a felony now, like Goddard's law, like he's saying, Dick Goddard. It's a felony. They charge some people over here at the Sandusky Hotel, the old Howard Johnson's by BP in the corner of Perkins and 250. They pulled them dogs, Great Danes and all that out. And they charge them with felonies for the same damn thing, Doug. They weren't feeding them correctly. They got charged. Why would the dog warden be above that if they're not doing it? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. They got Republican dogs and Democrat dogs. The dog I'm talking about down there in Trimble County must have been a MAGA supporter or something. I don't know.
All right. I'm done with these guys.
All right. My closing is, here you are, people. I mean, here you are. It's plain and simple. We had subjects, and all Doug had to say, and we're going to talk about the speech, Biden's speech. And honestly, that was up for 24 hours pretty much. And all of a sudden, getting close, boom, it disappears. I don't know how many of you, when we first come on and played the song that they booed us off for,
You're froze up again.
Maybe fun. But that's what, I'm done. I thank you for watching. Hopefully next week Facebook don't fuck with us. All I can say is fuck off, Facebook. I'm sick of your shit, you censoring bastards. Suck my left nut. And the rest of you people, God bless you all and God bless America. Thanks for watching.
See ya.